Hey guys, so I've been getting a lot of questions lately about what my favorite guns are, what am I using, what's good, what's bad, blah blah. So today I want to start the process of talking about, well, what's good and what's not. Today, specifically, we'll be talking about two very good legendary hand cannons that have been generating a lot of noise lately, and those are Better Devils and Old Fashioned. We're mainly going to be talking about the PvE experience, but I'll mention PvP when relevant. Let's talk about Better Devils first. This is a Crucible-based reward, so you can get it from shacks and other Crucible-related activities. The main perks on the gun are Flared Magwell or Extended Mag, and explosive rounds. If you go with Extended Mag, you'll get 13 shots, but at the cost of 1 extra second on your reload speed. This actually works out almost perfectly in terms of time spent reloading if we were to compare Magwell versus Extended Mag, so it technically comes down to personal preference on which one you pick, for the most part. Then we have explosive rounds. What explosive rounds do is essentially split your bullet damage in half. Half of it is the actual bullet dealing damage, and the other half of it is it exploding, and these trigger at the same time, so there's no loss of damage or anything like that. But the really good thing about the explosion damage is that it is not affected by range, only the bullet is. So while other hand cannons will lose a lot of damage on their bullets from long distances, things with explosive rounds lose much less because of the explosion. This allows you to be much more effective at longer distances with a hand cannon if you so choose, although I'll never actually recommend using a hand cannon at something like a scout rifle range. The reason why this hand cannon is so loved is partly because of the explosive rounds and partly because of the large magazine size. 10 in the mag is pretty darn good. Bringing it up to 13 is also really nice to keep you in PvP fights for much longer, or if you just hate reloading. The main appeal, though, is definitely the explosive rounds. Expanding your range, especially on a short-range weapon, really lets you have a lot more freedom in combat in all aspects of the game, in a way that when you swap to a weapon without explosive rounds, especially another hand cannon, you'll wonder why you switched off in the first place. Let's look at Old Fashioned next. This is more of a general reward coming from generic legendary engrams and from gunsmith packages. One of the main perks on this gun is Drop Mag, where your reload speed goes from 3 seconds, same as Better Devils without Extended Mag, down to 2, but you lose all of the ammo still in your magazine upon reload. Kill Clip synergizes with Drop Mag pretty well and gives a hefty 33% damage boost for 3 seconds after you reload when getting a kill. A more non-damage based positive about this gun is that it sounds awesome to use and feels really snappy when you shoot it. It is satisfying to shoot this gun and get kills with it. This is also a pretty good gun to use and has stats very similar to Better Devils. It does have 1 fewer shot in the magazine, but I don't think 9 shots is a deal breaker for a hand cannon at all. To me, Kill Clip is the main appeal here, with that 33% damage boost allowing you to chain your kills even faster and allowing you to get kills in fewer shots or less accurate shots, like missing a headshot, for example. Even in PvP, reloading after a kill means you get to 3-shot kill someone with a hand cannon, although your timing window is pretty small. However, depending on what kind of player you are, perhaps the Drop Mag perk is more of an appeal, shaving off a full second on that reload. So which of these is better? Me personally, I think Better Devils is the better overall hand cannon of the two, mainly because of explosive rounds. The range benefits that they provide are significant and just allows for way more flexibility and damage output from farther ranges. Even in just gathering clips for this video, when I switched from Better Devils to Old Fashioned, the range I lost was very, very noticeable. If we tried to make them as equal as possible, Better Devils gets an extra shot and a lot of extra range at the cost of Kill Clip. And while I give Kill Clip a decent amount of value, it's only really relevant in the higher end activities where things actually survive headshots. Although if you're doing things like public events, it's not really going to matter which gun you use in the first place. I do not typically use Drop Clip on Old Fashioned because I am just a chronic reloader. I reload all the time, so I'm not going to see as much of a benefit from using it compared to someone who actually uses the full magazine every single time. If you are a reloading wizard and can really optimize your drop clip reloads, then you might like Old Fashioned more. As for PvP, Better Devils just felt like a slightly more consistent experience for me. Old Fashioned felt a little slippery at times when trying to lock onto people, and again, Better Devils gives you that extra range boost so that you can actually fight from greater distances. In Destiny 2, the archetypes are much more specifically laid out, where hand cannons are good in the short, then auto rifles, pulses, and scouts. Having explosive rounds lets you contend with auto rifles and pulse rifles a little bit more compared to something like Old Fashioned, which does not have it. Ultimately, the choice is yours because statistically speaking, the guns are very similar, and it's not like you can just go buy either of the weapons. But if you end up getting both, try them out for yourself and see which one you like more. But of those two specifically, I think Better Devils edges out Old Fashioned by just a little bit overall. But if people wanted to make the argument that Old Fashioned is a better PvE selection because of drop mag and kill clip, I would definitely understand that argument. If you get either one of these guns, I highly suggest hanging on to them. We're going to talk more about weapons in the future for sure. Uriel's Gift, Nameless Midnight, and a couple of others have been making the rounds, but we're going to save that for another time. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time.